I am currently 43 years old. If I had the chance to go back and talk to my younger self, these are the things that I would say.
This is the first thing that I would tell myself. Money is everything. Everyone's gonna tell you money is not everything, but money is everything. Right now, you're seeing in the news so many people now at the age of 50s or 40s, they're so behind on retirement, they're so behind on savings, they're so behind on everything in life because they didn't prioritize money at a younger age. At a younger age, you're able to work, you're able to grind, you can do all these things. You have to prioritize money. That way, your future self will be rewarded. The next thing I would say is this: a closed mouth don't get fed. If you want something in your life, you have to ask for it. You got to speak up for yourself. You cannot just sit there and expect things to come your way just because you're a hard worker. It doesn't work that way. Usually it's the person that's vocal is the one that gets all the things that they deserve. And throughout my 20s, I was really quiet, really silent. I never really asked for much. I never asked for a raise. I was always worried because I was raised to just be a hard worker. My parents always taught me be a hard worker and don't cause any trouble. But that led me to not getting any promotions or raises that I deserve. The next thing I would tell myself is this: make mistakes fast. I was always worried and scared to do something because I was embarrassed to make mistakes. But it's okay to make mistakes. I learned that now though at an older age. You gotta just dive into things and make mistakes. That's all part of the learning process. Mistakes that happen quickly will allow you to grow faster. The next thing, which a lot of people will agree with, is this: marry the right person. I got married at the age of 22 years old and it ended up in a divorce. The reason why was I got married for all the wrong reasons. I neglected every other red flag, but what I really wanted at that time was a partner to just have fun with. And I was not truly in love, it was lust. And I learned from my next partner, who I've been married to now for the past 15, 16 years, is this: it's more than just lust. It gotta be someone that you call your friend and you can build something with together, especially when it comes to finances, that you're aligned. Someone that respects your hustle, someone that respects your grind and respects you for who you are. Is there gonna be conflict? Of course there is, because it's always a yin to the yang, but that is what causes a balance. So you definitely need to marry the right person, because if not, your life will be hell. The next thing I would say is be proactive rather than reactive. Do not just sit there and wait for things to happen. Because when you sit there and wait for things to happen and you're reacting, usually the reaction you have is not a good reaction. It could be with something being desperate. It could be because now you're angry, you're embarrassed. So you never say the things that you truly want to say. Think of this scenario. Let's say, for example, you needed to put maintenance on your car, you ignored it. Now, next thing you know, your car breaks down. You don't have money for a good down payment for a vehicle. Now you're desperate and you're reacting to that situation, which will put you into massive amount of debt. If you know obviously Christmas is every year on the same day, you know that. Save some money aside for Christmas. Do not just wait for all these bills to come your way and things to come towards your life, and now you're choosing to react to it when you're broke. The next thing I would tell myself is this: admit when you're wrong faster. A lot of arguments continue, and it continues, and especially in my younger age, I was really stubborn. It continues because you're just not admitting you're wrong. You just want to defend yourself and argue, and you just want to be a winner of a conversation. That does not work well. And for anyone who's married out there, who has a partner, you know that doesn't work well. Admit when you're wrong. When you're wrong, you're wrong. It's okay to admit you're wrong. You're not a lesser of a man or a lesser of a woman if you admit you're wrong. It's all right. Sometimes, guys, it does feel really refreshing to say, I'm wrong. Let me know what I did was wrong. That way I can become better. The next thing is this: stop caring about what people think about you. At the age I'm in now, it's very easy to recognize that caring about what people think about you is the most dumbest thing because it holds you back. But I will tell you this: when you're a teenager, you're in your 20s, it is really difficult to not care about what people think. You care about your image, you care about what people, physical image, you care about how much money you have to project a certain image. You care so much about what people think, and you spend so much money and so much time on people that you recognize will never be around by the time you hit your 30s and your 40s. You see, your true friends do not care about your wealth, do not care about anything else about just who you are. And once you allow yourself to just be you and you're comfortable being in your own skin, that is so much refreshing and is so freeing. Next thing I would say is this: it's never too late, fill in the blank. It's never too late to do anything in life. I started out doing IT. I didn't like it. At the age of 26, 27, I had my first son and I got married. I decided to go back to college, a whole 4 years at University of Central Florida, to get my degree in accounting and finance. It's okay. It was never too late. I always felt like it was too late at the age of 23 or 22. I was like, that's it, IT, I can't go back. But no, I said that's ridiculous, saying to myself that it's too late. It's not too late. Life is really long. Contrary to what people say that it's short, life is really long, and life is all about just learning and progressing. Going back to college after I admitted this wasn't working out was the best decision that I ever made. So never, ever delay anything, even if you're behind on retiring or behind on anything in your life. Just recognize today is the day you can make that change. It's like that old saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. The next thing I would tell myself is this: invest early. Now, I grew up in a household where no one really talked about investing, so it was really difficult for me to understand the power of investing. But now that I know about how powerful investing is, all those times I was saying, I don't have $500, $600 to save. Well, it didn't really take that much money, to build $1 million portfolio if I would have put as simple as $100 to $50 a month. You see, the younger version of myself, if I would have put just a small amount in there, it would have become so much money I would have right now in my 401k, in my retirement account. But even with that being said, I did still start in my 30s, and I didn't put 50 or 100. I did put a lot more money. I believe it was like $300 to $500, and I also was getting my company match, so it's almost $1,000 I was putting into my account. Now, that's great. I like the fact that I discovered it in my 30s, but I only sit back and think, what would have happened if I wasn't doing this since the age of 18 to 19 when I had an opportunity to put money into a 401k account? The next thing I would say is this: health is wealth. Thank you to my younger self, okay? I always worked out. I stayed committed. I played football. I always worked out. Now, aesthetically, yes, it feels great to aesthetically have worked out, but it helps me in so many other ways. To have the energy to pursue any of my dreams and my goals where I know it takes a lot of long hours, a lot of mental thinking, it allows me, when I was able to work out for such a long period of time, to build that strength. Because let's think about it. What's the point of having all this money, right, and living in this world, and you're not even taking care of yourself, or you're not healthy? Because my motto was this: if I'm going to go, it's not going to be because of the fact of things that I did in my life or neglected in my life to make me sick and have all these symptoms, when all these ailments. It's going to be some type of freak accident, something that I have no control over. So going to the gym and working out, that at least gives you something in your life that you have control over. But if you do nothing at all, man, that is the worst thing to do, because you knew you could have prevented these things from happening and you did nothing about it. The next thing I would tell myself is this: be courageous in all aspects in life. To be courageous. It sounds kind of insane and counterintuitive, but a lot of people do not want to be rich because they don't have the courage to change and to admit the things that they did was wrong in order to get to where they want to go. That's why all these financial YouTube channels, people just watch and they do nothing, because it's so difficult to admit to your mistakes and be courageous to go for your goals. But go ahead, do it. Throughout my life, I was really courageous at a younger age, but not as courageous as I am now by getting in front of a camera and doing YouTube videos. I was really shy and I did not want to do anything what can get some attention. But when I was younger, I was courageous, but I should have been even more courageous with trying all these business ideas I always thought about, okay? Trying this business venture, all these things that I should have done. And especially, I'll be honest with you, man, okay? I was so petrified with talking to women completely. I should have been just more courageous and just had more conversations with women, which allow me to be comfortable and allow me to talk in all types of settings. The next thing, and the beautiful thing is, this kind of happens naturally the older you get, which is get rid of dead weight. There's a lot of people in your life that just bring no value whatsoever. And a lot of us keep people around at a younger age just because that's our drinking buddy. That's not the best person to have in your life, someone that the only value is to just have drinks with and that's it. You need someone that's there for you when you get a flat tire, someone that's there for you to have conversations with when you're going through some difficult times. Those are your true friends. Where you could go a week or even a month without talking to them, and as soon as they hit you up in a text or you're talking on the phone, those conversations kick off and they act like you've been talking forever. Those are your true friends. If you're carrying someone that's still, in their 40s and want to act like they're in their 20s and they want to party and drink, you need to get rid of those people. The next thing, and this is important, and I'm kind of embarrassed and I never did this, which was to read more. When I was younger, I neglected reading books tremendously. But the older I got and the more I started reading, I started gaining so much knowledge with finances and so much knowledge in life. I love reading Stoicism and philosophy, that if I would have been reading that in my 20s, it would have changed my life tremendously. Because all those skills I'm learning in my 30s and my 40s, there was no reason why I couldn't learn it in my 20s. And it could have made my life financially a whole lot better if I would have just read more. Because listen, reading also allows you the ability to not feel like you're always on your phone, and it allows you to just get away from life and just put yourself in a book just reading, okay? Just reading in a book and not having to worry about what's going on in the world. Just focus on a book and just get lost in a book is really important, especially, man, for educational purposes. I will also tell myself this: travel more, okay? When you're younger, it's a whole lot easier to travel. Even if you're using a credit card and you're traveling on debt, that's okay, man, because you got time to recoup that and then rebound from it. But those memories you're gonna make in your 20s are the best. You don't need the best hotels. You can sleep on the floor, you can sleep on the couch, you can sleep in a hostel, you could go backpacking. It's a lot easier when you're young because your body can take that. But the older you are, listen, I am not going to a hostel. I'm not sleeping on people's couches, okay? I need my comfort. So with that being said, it's a whole lot more expensive for me to travel now at this age than it was in my younger age. And there was no limitations to why I couldn't travel. Now I have kids. They are older, but I do want to take them along with me. But when I was younger, I could have done it with a bunch of friends. It would have been a lot cheaper and it would have been way more enjoyable than it is now. The next thing I would say is this: patience is underrated. I don't believe in just sitting here and just being patient for things to happen. At the young age, you gotta go out and you gotta grab it. Every opportunity you see, you have to grab it. You cannot wait for it to come your way. If you're seeing someone is leaving to a different department and you want that position, you need to step up, speak to your manager, speak to someone, let them know, hey, I want that position. Don't just sit there and wait thinking, oh, because I'm a hard worker, things are gonna come my way. That doesn't happen. It just does not happen because there's someone else who is not as patient. They go ahead, they ask for the promotion, and they get it. All because you're there sitting trying to be patient. Don't be patient. Go out and grab every opportunity that you see. Do not wait. If you want it, go ahead and get it. And the last thing I would tell myself is this: enjoy life. Life is a game that is just meant to just be played and enjoyed. It has its ups and downs because it's never perfect, but it's how you navigate through life which makes things important. When times get hard, it's hard, and accept it. Do not make the situation worse by, for example, if you get laid off and now you're going traveling, you're spending all this money, you're running up credit card debt, you're making the situation worse. When times is hard, man, you just gotta ride that wave, okay? And then when times are good, you gotta never forget about the times when it was bad. That way, you will make sure you never put yourself in that position when times is bad. The whole point of life is this: to try to stay as even as possible. You don't want none of these big dips, okay? You want to just keep it as even as possible. And everything you do in your 20s affects your wave, okay? If you go into massive debt, massive student loan debt, all types of debt, you're just gonna be like this all the time, chasing jobs, getting money, lifestyle creep, back. It's just gonna be up and down, up and down. So the key to life really is to just have a balance. If you guys wanna add anything to this list or you have any comments about this list, drop a comment down below. I really hope this helps all you people out there who are younger or people who are currently going through, who are currently on my age and then trying to figure out life. Catch you guys in my next video. Peace.